What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Batman Arkham Breakout devlog. I'm super excited about this video because I have a lot of stuff to show off, mainly because last time there wasn't honestly wasn't that much to show. It was more of a Q&A, but this time, as you guys can see, we already have more things to show off in the skin selection. Somebody suggested making it so that way we can change the color of like the main suit. So we've got like a classic Arkham color scheme that's a little bit of like a dimmer blue grayish tone skin. We have the bright blue and yellow belt, which looks fantastic. I might also add like chest emblem options as well. We have a dark black and yellow belt skin. I personally love using this one when I'm playing the game. I think it just really looks really clean. And then I had some fun and edited together a like Jokerized Arkham City skin that has purples and greens and a smile and some like paint and stuff on him. So just some fun with that. This last one over here is the Arkham City promo suit, and since I added the promo suit to the skin color options, that opened the door to add more skins. And as you guys can see, I have added Dark Claw, which looks fantastic. Somebody mentioned to make sure that the claws looked like batarangs, and I really like that detail. It really makes the character feel unique. This looks fantastic. This took a while to edit together. Same with Red Death. Red Death looks awesome. I love the energy going throughout his body, and he just looks so menacing, and that's what I love about Red Death. So I think for today's tutorial, or not tutorial, like devlog, I think we'll go with Red Death. Even though I don't think I'll be showing too much of his. I know. We have like the main start. We've all seen that. The main thing that I have been working on is this new Batcave system. If you guys don't remember, the previous Batcave system was literally just menu options, and it looked really ugly and unprofessional. And so now we have these buttons that allow us to do different things. Now, I'm not sure what to do for these last two. So far, we have the Bat Phone. Let's just go into each one too. So we have the Bat Phone first. This is how you will call different people for different missions and stuff like that. If we call like Arkham City, we can do that, and it'll say, you know, hey Batman, what do you need? And I haven't really coded too much of the Arkham stuff yet, but if we call Blackgate, that's how we actually get to our next mission, which I can show here in a little bit. There's also different Easter eggs, like if we put in 1939, we unlock the first appearance Batman skin, which I personally really love. That I added to the game. Got some Easter eggs like 6969. That's gonna call Gotham City Strip Club, and stuff like that. So the change suit option is freaking insane too. Just being able to go back and like change your skin so smoothly was important. And as you can see, we have the first appearance Batman skin right there too, which is fantastic. I also changed the wording. Last time it would say like this really weird thing that would basically talk about like the code, the actual code of the game, and stuff like that. So we just have Alfred saying what an excellent choice. The mission select doesn't do anything yet. That is for when, you know, you're in the middle of a mission, or maybe if I can branch out and you can kind of select which mission you want to do as the player. That's where you'll be able to do that. Not sure what to put here. This is the trophy case. Right now, the Batmobile is in here too, but that will be moved to the garage. I've already shown this off though. You know, we've got the different trophies. This is one of my favorite things that I've added, is just being able to explore the Batcave. And I also want to add being able to explore Wayne Manor as well, because Wayne Manor is super cool. And I think we can do a lot of Easter eggs in that too, and just get some details about Bruce. The garage hangar right now just goes to the phone because I haven't coded the garage yet, but the garage slash hangar will be where like the Batmobile is, the Bat boat, the Bat wing, all the different vehicles and stuff like that. And maybe if I want to add like this little racing game in the game, like I kind of want to add like a Subway Surfers type mini game into the game, and see if that maybe is something that could be fun. But right now I've been working on a lot of things that I need for missions, and I'll get to that in here in a little bit. Character trophies, this is something that I have been wanting to add, mainly so that way if I release a demo version, people can see all the different characters that will be in the game. So this is really cool. This just lets you kind of view the character sprites, because I think that's one of my favorite parts of playing a game is collecting things, and I think that we could make these different collectibles. Like I talked in a community post, or I did a vote on whether or not I should add Riddler trophies, and you guys overwhelmingly said yes, but not to add too many, and I'll keep it, you know, light with the Riddler trophies, but I think it would be really cool if, like, you unlocked, oh, my bad, I scrolled the wrong way. If you know, found a Riddler trophy, maybe it unlocks the Penguin sprite, so you can see Penguin whenever you want to. Poison Ivy, Scarecrow, Riddler, you know, we got the different villains. We've also got, you know, characters that aren't as major as well, you know. I just include everyone, you know. If we're gonna include characters like Batgirl, who are probably gonna be just in like one flashback scene, might as well put them in the character viewer. So this is gonna be really cool. I'm thinking of adding like a little bio as well, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's very cool. I also want to add like some way to talk to Alfred, that maybe has like predetermined voice lines and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure how I could do that. I looked into adding like a chat bot into it, but I don't think that's going to be possible. But yeah, we also have the inventory system, which is very cool. This is going to help us progress the game, and so this is going to have our different, and this is kind of what I've been spending the bulk of this week coding, is this inventory system. And I kind of want to make a radial, like circular inventory like it is in the actual game, but I've had a lot of trouble making it work. I'm trying to learn. Like, if you guys are new, I am very new to making games in general and this RenPy Python stuff. So when I read tutorials online, if they're not very clear, I really am like lost on what they're talking about. Because I'm self-taught, like I'm not going to school or anything for this, but this is a very straightforward inventory system. I made it so that way when you hover over it, you know, it explains which gadget is which. And then we have like this is something that, you know, is coded so that way when we use this item, when we actually use the note to complete the mission, that item goes away. So I'm thinking that I'll have probably like 5 main gadgets, because not all the gadgets in the game are going to make sense. Like the line launcher doesn't make sense for a visual novel per se. Like I'm just trying to make a way for it to work, and I can't make it work in my head. But when it comes to the batarang, the explosive gel, and the cryptographic sequencer, I'll kind of show these two off. But this one is going to be much tougher to code. So that's probably going to be like its own thing. This will be used to hack into, you know, vaults or buildings and stuff like that, and explosive gel obviously to break down doors, and batarang to take out enemies and stuff like that. So that's kind of the inventory system in a gist. And you know, we have the Bat computer as well, with our different, you know, passwords that unlock different skins and stuff like that. So like I said, you know, there's different ways to unlock the skin. So now we have the Arctic suit, and now we have the promo suit color version for his different skin options. I don't know if I'm going to... I'm not really sure if I'm going to add different color options. Like for Batman Beyond, you know, what kind of color options would I even add for that? Like a blue version? Like that's never even been a thing, I don't think. So like, what's the point is kind of like what I'm thinking. I think, you know, maybe like a purple version of the Batman Who Laughs could be cool, or like a reverse Flash version of Red Death could be cool. So I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think down below. Should I add, you know, colors to these other Batman characters, or just the main one? Let me know down below in the comments. But moving on, so yeah, not sure what to put for these two, but we will figure it out. So if we continue the game, I don't know if I showed this off last time or not. I literally can't remember. Talking to the Blackgate guard, I think I did. And just kind of learning how to go back and forth between characters and making them like dim and stuff like that. And we get our first look at the GCPD here, which is really cool. And basically Gordon's talking about, you know, they found a note, but it's all cut up. So we have to, you know, do a little puzzle here, really quick. There we go, and then we can view the puzzle, which is really cool, and that's going to have different things. I think we did show this last time, so I'm just kind of blowing through it if you want to see the last one. So now that should be in our inventory. See, it was in our inventory previously, so I need to make sure. There's a lot of conditional logic that I have to do in the game, and so this note should only appear after we solve that puzzle and stuff like that. So going back to the main menu so we can do a mission select here. Another thing that I have been working on a lot, I think all of this is the same, is these different tests. The first test was making sure that, you know, I need my batarang for this mission, and making sure that the player chooses the batarang. And so what happens if they don't choose the batarang and they choose the explosive gel? Well, it says the explosive gel isn't very helpful in this situation. I need to use something else. And Batman kind of gives a little hint. And the cryptographic sequencer, same thing. And so if you do it 3 times, though, so there is a hint counter on this that goes up. So if you mess up 3 times in a row, Batman will give you a hint, and he says, use the batarang. It is the first slot in your inventory. So then we have the batarang, and then we can throw it. Very cool. So how do we actually use the tools? So the tools are only going to be the tools will only be like in use when they're actually required. So if you're required to use a batarang, you wouldn't spray the explosive gel. And I'll kind of, so if we're at the docks here, right? And that was kind of like a test for the animation. Now it's kind of, so let's say that there's a masked thug guarding the door in the center. Something sharp could take him out quickly. We're at the docks. I just needed a quick photo for the background. Same thing. If I click the explosive gel, it's going to say that, you know, I can't do that. But if we click the batarang, now normally there would be a thug here, so let's pretend that there's a person in the middle. If we throw the batarang, it will actually go to my mouse location, which is freaking sick. It'll do a little spin, and it has a little dink sound for when you throw it at something, which is really cool. And if we imagine there's somebody in the middle, well, right now we're not hitting the middle, but if we imagine there's a person right here and we hit them right in the middle, boom, the guard is down. Now let's say that there is a sniper in the top left tower. Now there's not, and I don't know why this is still here, but we can continue playing. And now if we go in the middle, it doesn't do that because that's not where the sniper is. The sniper would be in the top left. So if we shoot the top left, yada, 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 the game ends. So that was kind of like what I've been mainly working on. But the most exciting thing is the explosive gel. This is really cool. So we need to blow up this wall, okay? So we need to blow up the wall. Let's grab a tool. Cryptographic sequencer, that's not going to work, okay? Let's try the batarang. Well, that's not going to work, and it's not a wall, it's a door. Let's try the explosive gel. Now, let's see what happens when I choose the explosive gel. Is that not so cool? I might be overstating it, but the reason I'm so excited is because it took forever. It took me so long as, you know, somebody who's learning this completely on their own. I'm the only one working on this game. This took so long for me to figure out. I went on so many different like Reddits and like forums and trying to figure out how to make it work. I talked to Gemini. Gemini was having a hard time getting it to work, working on making this little animation with the sound and the explosion. So I'm just really proud of how this turned out, and this is going to be something that's really helpful in the future. So that way, if, you know, let's say this wasn't like a door, or maybe like, let's say like Barbara was being held captive behind the door and not just gold coins. we could then explode the door, which would be so cool. So this just makes it way more immersive, just a way more immersive experience for the player. And so that's kind of what I'm in. Like, I know it's not super exciting gameplay wise, but you know, when this is the first thing that you've ever made in this game, I'm really trying to make this like a fun game, and make the tools, you know, make you feel like Batman as much as I can. So those are kind of the main things that I've been focused on this week. And I'll probably be focused on the inventory system more this week as well. I kind of want to start figuring out how to add Riddler trophies as well and get that going. And a lot of this, like 90% of this game, is setup. How do I make the skin selection screen? How do I make the inventory screen? How do I do these things so that way when we actually play the game, it makes sense? And that way, like, I don't have to make it as I'm playing, or as I'm creating the story, if that makes sense. So that is primarily what I've been working on. I'm just super happy with how this game is coming along. Let's unlock the Lego Batman skin. I just love how this game's coming along. It's coming together. I love the way that it looks, the way that it's feeling. It feels very like action with being a point and click game, you know, being a visual novel. A lot of these games are very like timid and soft and cozy games, but I wanted the game to feel, you know, like you're in it, like you're Batman, and like it's telling a story, but telling a story in like a fun action way. And this is something like the reason I added Dark Claw is because they would never add that in a regular Arkham game. You're not going to get Dark Claw in a regular Arkham game. You're not going to get Lego Batman in an Arkham game unless you have mods, because Rocksteady doesn't have the rights to Dark Claw. They don't have the rights to do that. This is partially Marvel's character, so there has to be an agreement there. There has to be an agreement with Lego Batman. And so those things are the types of things that, because this is a fan game, we can do, and I'm really excited with how this game is coming along. So if you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I am trying to like upload weekly. I really only upload a devlog when I actually have progress to show you, and I know this is probably like one of the biggest devlogs we've had so far. And one thing I love is that like now I can kind of play this game like as I'm talking to you guys, which is so cool. Dude, I don't even know if I've shown off Harley Quinn yet. I've had this sprite ready for months, and I gave her this little Joker plushie. I felt like maybe the guards at Arkham Asylum would maybe take pity. Maybe somebody in the jail can, you know, get her a little Joker plushie to like calm her down or something. I don't know. I thought it would be funny. And just kind of showing off the different characters. But I just love being able to actually play through some of this game with some of like the really fun stuff. Once I got that, dude, once I got the Batarang working, like I spent so long just throwing this Batarang around, just having fun with it. Just because, like, you know, I could set up targets and have you hit the targets and stuff like that. So yeah, just a lot of fun, and I really hope that you guys enjoy this series. Like I said, if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for more progress. I love to take in your guys' like thoughts as well too. So leave a comment down below on things I should add, things that are maybe not consistent, things that, you know, you wanted to see in an Arkham game but didn't. Let me know down below in the comments, and I will be sure to take it into account. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you next time.